Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host.
I'm just going to have to let it go.
Okay. Thank you for just saying those words and not singing it, because then there's all other sorts of things. So what do you got to let go, Lee?
Well, a lot, but I'm going to pick three things that I think as we end the year and think about next year that we want to just get rid of, that just don't work, that are taking up too much of our time, thus making us inefficient.
Okay. I'm all for being more efficient in 2022. Let's hear it.
Well, the first one is perfectionism. Perfectionism is good in surgery.
Rocket science?
Yes, but not so good in our lives. And there's certain things that I think we are inefficient in, that we spend too much time trying to make things perfect. And such a sad story. My wife's friend's brother is a football coach, and he lost his wife to cancer several years ago. The other brother's wife is, as we record this, is probably on her last week of life.
Oh, man.
And she's a wonderful person, but she also wanted everything to just be perfect, always. And in the end, I don't think any of that really mattered. You know, she's there with her kids and her husband and her family. And I think a lot of things, if you look around and you think, will this really matter if it's perfect or not? Mm-hmm. The answer would be no. I get that. So that's what I'm saying. If we could just let go of being perfect, or trying anyway to be perfect, because it's really never perfect, but it's our objective to get to perfect that sometimes drives us or pushes us to go too far, too long, too hard on something when it's time to let it go and move on.
I totally hear that, because we can easily waste time getting that last 10% perfect when it doesn't really matter if that last 10% is perfect. So yeah, it's not efficient to be a perfectionist. I agree. So just being okay with, good.
I had more to say on that, but I'm going to let it go. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
we're moving on to number 2.
Number 2, next thing we should be letting go of.
And that is caring about what people think of you and letting that go, because many times we will buy things that we don't really need to impress people that we don't really care about. And it ends up taking a lot of our time. I mean, so many people I see with these fancy cars, and every once in a while, I get to know them and I realize they're actually having to work overtime or take a second job so that they can drive a car that, although it looks great and it feels good, it makes them feel confident. I could see the reasons why. They might be equally as happy doing things that make them look good and feel good other than having a nice car, which are really more or deeper.
Right.
But they're just so locked in. 3 years on a lease, it's 36 months of making a giant car payment. When some people drive a very car gets them from A to B, it's not going to break down. Maybe it doesn't look the best, but they are having a fuller life. And so letting go of some things that you're worried that if you don't have them, people will look down on you because you sold them or got rid of them or stopped using them. But in the end, it's really about you.
I agree completely. As someone who drives a almost 14-year-old Honda with a paint job that doesn't look good because I bought it the year they had a bad paint, but the car runs great. It's low mileage. And you know what? When I'm inside it, I can't tell that the paint's bad. And so if anybody has an issue, that's their problem. But it's a fantastic car. I haven't made car payments in 11 years. And I think that's awesome. I'm not working overtime to pay for the car. And the other thing is I don't drive that much. So it doesn't make sense to get another car for me.
And then the third thing would actually ties in slightly in that maybe it's time to get rid of some of those things that are
No, I'm
taking
not
up.
getting rid of that car.
Oh, not you. I'm saying going back to the person that maybe has the too much car. And that it's time to let go and get rid of some stuff that's taking up space, taking up time, just taking energy away from you that are in your house. You look at it and you think, man, I got to fix that. Maybe just get rid of it. Maybe it's time to let go. This is all about things you let go of. Letting go of perfectionism, letting go of what people think about you, and letting go of some stuff that, again, it could be you have a storage unit full of stuff you haven't seen or used in 5 years. Maybe it's time. All I'm saying, and I'm not preaching to anyone. I'm just saying, think about these things. Mm-hmm. Ask yourself those questions. What can I let go of? What am I maybe working too hard to be perfect at? What can I let go of that I don't care? If I didn't care what people thought of me, what would I let go of? And what things are really not serving me anymore, and I could just purge them from my life.
I've got nothing more to add to that. I'm going to let it go, what I was going to say. Kidding. No, I think those are great. And even if you just let go of one of those things, it's going to be helpful in 2022. Maybe just take baby steps to try and do each one. But I think letting go is a wonderful way to start 2022. Maybe even just to finish out 2021. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again next week with another episode for you to enjoy.